It's like, damn, in order for me to do my passion, I also have to get like eaten alive. And you don't want that. People are really prone to using your words as bullets to shoot you with. My mom always tells me that like I came out the womb like, what y'all doing?
Before I get into it, please welcome writer, songstress,
Ooh.
poet, and successful actress.
You forgot the one thing that I really actually am above all of those things.
TV host.
A comedian.
No, we're going to get there. Comedian.
That's the first thing.
Amanda Sales.
I don't even care about the other
Second woman of African-American descent to have an HBO special. That's a pretty big deal. And it's up that it's a big deal.
Yes, it is.
Because it shouldn't be that way.
First of all, like I'm a grinder. Like I really work hard and I'm really an authentic person. And I think to some people that is like to their chagrin, but I think it kind of ends up working for me in the places that really matter the most. Because all you need is one other person to like rock with that in the place of power and you can cut through. Here's the thing, like so many people are so, for good reason, afraid to ask for what they want because they're afraid they're going to push people away or they're going to look needy or they're going to look thirsty or whatever. I don't ask for what I want. I ask for what I feel I deserve. Oh. And that's the difference. When I was getting my special, it was put out there that it could happen. And then I just really like kept at it and kept focused and stayed focused. And when the opportunity came to speak to the person who provides this opportunity, I said straight up, oh, the person who doesn't want to buy my special.
What's up?
And they were like, we're going to buy it.
Done.
But it was like, by that point, it wasn't me asking for it. It was like, you're losing out.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No,
like,
yeah. Because you had worked for it.
Yeah,
you had put in the time.
You're coming to see me at a show that's sold out and it's one of 6 sold out shows. Like, come on. So I think that sometimes like the realest ones, they don't look at that as like you being extra or you being demanding. They look at that like, oh, you know what's up. Let me see if I know what's up. And I think that makes some people uncomfortable, but the ones who are actually about it, they don't find that uncomfortable. They find that inspiring. Ooh, she has a gift for you.
Give me that goddamn gift. Because this cover is rich.
Thank you. I designed it myself.
It's rich.
Small doses, potent truths for everyday use. Now available at bookstores everywhere.
My friend of mine said this is the second coming of The Secret.
For real?
And by the way, let me let you know something. That bitch is no joke.
I'm really thankful to her for feeling that way. And there's just been a lot of love for the book. We did not make the New York Times bestseller list out the gate, but we did make what I call the Black Girl bestseller list. Yes. Because folks been tagging me and posting it. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, I didn't want to just write a book of essays about, these are my thoughts on things, you know, which I could have done, but I pushed myself to write something more intense. The hardest thing about this art thing is like you have it in your mind and then you got to put it out there and you got to just let it go. Like you don't know how people are going to react. You just got to.
You can't think about how people are going to react.
You know, but what has been exciting is now getting to see people respond to it. And so many of these ideas are things that have lived in me for so long and gestated and germinated and incubated. And so now to like be able to share them in a way.
You gave birth to it.
Mm-hmm. So it's been really dope. So please, you know, tell your friend and thank you for you guys enjoying it because I wanted it to be impactful.
You're a very smart woman.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're very no BS. You don't have the filter that I feel like a lot of people in Hollywood have. Do you ever fear that that's gonna get in your way? Because I feel like sometimes you have to
But then I recently like went through that. Like, and then I went through like a real dark place and then I remembered like who I am. And I remembered that we don't know, like how we got here isn't necessarily how we stay here, you know, but one of the things about how you got here was your ability to shift, your ability to, you know, have consciousness about what's going on around you, your ability to have an awareness of yourself. So I had to look at myself and be like, okay, I know what's going on around me. I know myself. I have consciousness. And so I know how to shift to make this space more palatable for myself. And in that fear-based space, as you're talking about, you're just like, oh my God, like, how am I going to make it here being myself? And then you remember like, oh, I know who I am. Like, the way that I've made it everywhere is being myself, because I'm not a dummy, and because at the end of the day, I know what speaks louder than me is always going to be the craft. It's always going to be the art. It's always going to be
The talent.
The talent. Always.
Always.
So like that ends up coming back to the center point.
Cheers to that. What was that dark space? What the hell happened?
There was a whole like Emmy party, BS that went down. And then there was a lot of like backlash that came out of it that I was not expecting. And it was just like this very strong negative thrust that came from a direction I did not expect. Like it came from all sides. It didn't just come from like internet people. It came from
The people you were close to.
Peers and people I was close to. Yeah. And so that was kind of jarring for me. And also like, I think I had just underestimated the fact that like, I'm not just in LA anymore. I'm in Hollywood.
What was it like going back on that set after all that had happened?
I think people are really, honestly, very involved in the soap opera of things. And a lot of that has nothing to do with the reality of things.
Yes.
Like, there was
Nothing.
Nothing. Like,
Because it's professional.
Also, like, what you're talking about, like, about all that had happened, like, they weren't involved in anything that had happened.
Yeah.
Like, that was a lie that was made up by the media. I never said that. I never said they were involved in anything.
Yeah.
I literally never said that. So that was something that was created just because it was, let's create this thing to make this seem more sensational, to get more clicks. Forget that it's actual real people and it can affect their lives and their jobs
and their livelihoods,
their mental health. Like, forget that. Let's get these clicks though. But in reality, it was fine. We work together. We have been on a show for 4 seasons. It's a job. And people also don't understand that about shows. Like,
it's work.
We're going to work.
It's not best friends club.
But sometimes it is best friends club, and sometimes it's coworkers club, and sometimes like, even at best friends club, you have arguments and you work it out. Like,
and you got the one bitch you can't stand.
Sometimes at coworkers club, it's, we come together to support each other. Like at the end of the day, like, we're on set singing musicals. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, we're on set laughing because it's a comedy. Like, I have no, if I have beef with somebody, y'all know.
It's out.
I'm gonna
let you know.
But my thing is like, there are so few black shows. There are far too few for us to even attempt to try to create dissension in the one that is actually like at the forefront right now.
I mean, yes.
So
I
like
totally agree.
I would not do that lightly. I would never attempt to just like casually disrupt in such a way unless I really meant it, which is why I did not do that, because I do not mean to do that, because it is not actual.
And the purpose is bigger than the lie.
The purpose is always bigger than
Okay, we had a conversation off camera before where we talked about
that was
how
an
the
off-camera
media.
conversation.
That was an off-camera conversation,
So
but
why
we
are
talked
you
about
bringing
how.
it on camera?
But no, what I'm gonna bring up is what I'm gonna bring up is, and let me give you the full. Let me give you the full before you say it. We were just talking in general about how the media lied. Now you have experienced it firsthand on this new level that you're at.
Yes.
Are you regretting getting to that level? And are you now more prepared when you get to the next? Because the next level's coming.
I'm not regretting by any means. I'm just ready. I needed this to happen. It's annoying, but I needed this space to happen, because if it didn't, then the next level that we're going to, like, I wouldn't last. And that's what happens to so many folks that we see. Like they don't even get to the next level because
the first level ate them up.
It ate them up. And like, I'm very fortunate that I have real friends. Like, I have real friends, and I was able to actually voice to the people that I felt like weren't holding me down, like, I need you to hold me down.
What's up?
And they were receptive, and I have a therapist, and I have people that also understand the business I'm in, so it doesn't feel like I'm talking to myself. Because that's the other part of it too, right? You can feel so alone about, like, if you're talking to people that have no understanding of like what this is, like, they can feel like, oh, but why would you have anything to complain about? You're in Hollywood, you're living your best life. And it's like, fair, like, I'm getting to do my passion, but there's also this conundrum that happens when it's like, damn, in order for me to do my passion, I also have to get like eaten alive. And you don't want that. No one wants that. So I would say that I don't regret it by any means. I wish that I wasn't so naive.
Yeah.
But No more.
Not no more. Not no more.
I changed this year. This year changed me.
No, but what I like about it is like you changed for the better, but you didn't lose who you were, because part of why I loved you and why I continue to stand for you is because you talk about things that people are so uncomfortable talking about, which is race and rape culture and sexism and all those things. In the cancel culture, do you ever get afraid to speak your mind?
I'm not afraid of talking about things. I'm more so, I'm just more so hyper aware of the fact that, like, at this point in my career, I've gotten to a point where, like, I used to think I was just saying things because, it's just a thought. And
Yeah.
now it's like, it's a statement. People are really prone to using your words as bullets to shoot you with.
Yes.
Like, anything I say these days ends up becoming like, it could be fuel for a whole story.
Yeah, but it also could be fuel for change.
When we get to see like stock footage of like Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Nikki Giovanni, Maya Angelou, Toni Morrison, we didn't have social media. So whenever they were speaking, it was always in a controlled environment. And it made their words that much more elevated and effective because it wasn't just being thrown away. Like, they knew that I'm going to be on this show and I got to make sure that I'm very curated and conscious with what I'm saying. And the people on that show also were doing the same thing. You get to a point where you start to realize, like, if you want your words to hold that same value, you need to value your words in the same way, and
Yes.
you can't throw them away the way that it makes it so easy to do on social media. Social media makes it so easy to just have a lack of economy with words.
Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't think about it that way.
It's just blah, because everyone's just spewing. And so when you start to have a certain level of like, well, how do I want my words to be used? How do I want my words to be viewed? You start to realize it's not about talking less as much as it's just about talking with more
Power.
power.
Awareness.
Yeah. It's less like, don't splinter the laser.
Go right in there.
Refine it.
And I feel like sometimes in our culture, and I always tell this to people.
Which culture?
In Hollywood.
Okay.
Or in Hollywood and the world in general.
Fair.
I tell people all the time, white, black, gay, all of it. We don't pick one message. It's just so crazy that, like, in Hollywood, people don't just pick a message to like spread. It's like 75,000.
Hollywood is not, can I chime in?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Because Hollywood's message is already picked. Let's get this money.
Yeah.
That's the message. So it becomes up to you on how you want to try to get your message in that space, right? And many have tried in different ways. Hollywood, for all intents and purposes, I think does try, like, we've had times up. Like, there are moments where, like, there's a groundswell that says, like, we won't stand for this. Like, even in the election, there was a groundswell of, like, okay, we're going to try and, like, rally around,
Yes.
Obama. We're going to rally around, but when it boils down to it, it's a lot of different people from all different places that don't necessarily have the same goal outside of let's get this money.
Yeah.
Right? Now, in the Black community, what integration and what desegregation and what just an even more access to economic spaces and to educational spaces, what it's done is it has just really created so much more of a dichotomy amongst the Black community in terms of our
I agree
groups,
with that.
right?
Yeah.
So, like, back then, there was a lot more sameness going on in terms of like economic status and access to rights.
Yes.
So I feel like there was an easier access to a specific message because there just wasn't that many bifurcations, right? Like, all of us can't vote.
Yes.
Now it's like, well, some of us can vote. Some of us are in states that we can't vote. Some of us are in states where we're being gerrymandered. Some of us are in states where, you're disenfranchised because you have a felony. Some of us are in states where not. So, like, there's just
So much inequality all over the place.
And at the end of the day, it's like, I don't even necessarily would say that there's so much inequality in terms of like, there's inequality in the sense that like we're not all living the same Black experience in the way that I think we had a lot more sameness in the 60s,
Yes.
in the 50s, in the 40s that was binding us by community, which is why I feel like we have such a hard time at this point in really establishing community directives because we don't have as much of a shared experience of Blackness. And
I
so my
agree with
show,
you.
Smart, Funny, and Black, it really seeks to use humor and music to remind us that like we still do have a sameness and shared experience that we need to uphold in order to empower each other.
Damn, I love you.
I know that we're not. I mean, we're on E just a sip, and we've ended up
No,
at a rally.
we were everywhere.
We ended up at a rally, but
I love it. Feel like you figured it out enough, and there's still that moment in me that I'm not sure, but you're so sure about yourself.
No, I
and
am
your talent.
not.
Yes, you are.
I'm just not corny.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I just know myself. It's not that I am so like sure. I just know me. Like, and a part of knowing me is knowing that sometimes I'm not really sure right now, but that's okay. Like, but a lot of people are so unwilling to just admit that to themselves that they put on this facade, and it really is just corny.
Yeah.
They're just like they're all trying to impress somebody that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so it's like that's what you're seeing. You're just seeing somebody who ain't trying to impress these nobodies. If we could all really just like get from an early age really taught to like take pride, not ego, but take like pride in like finding out who we are and loving that, you know, like, and I don't, and here's the thing. I think there's a lot of work that is like trying to be toward that, you know, like in terms of like body love, like loving your body and loving other things. But I think a lot of times it's always positioned against an oppressive factor, right? So it's like, love your blackness because fuck white bullshit. Love your body because
The
fat
skinny
shaming.
bitches.
You know what I mean? Right. Like love your skin because like skin bitches. Like it's always juxtaposed against an other. When
you
really
should just love yourself.
it doesn't. Like my revolution is not about shutting down white bullshit. My revolution is about empowering black love.
Yes.
I don't have. I really like. I acknowledge it because it'll be like this is stupid. But that's not where my energy is. Like my energy is like, no, like love in here. If we have just more internal love, like that really is where it comes from. So you're just looking at somebody who's not corny.
Yeah. But
and even when I have like awkward stuff and nerdy stuff, like I don't feel like I have to be cool all the goddamn time. I don't feel like I have to have swag all the time. Like that's the part that you're seeing, and that makes other people uncomfortable because we are constantly being told that we have to present a certain way in order to achieve certain things, and it's just not true. It's a lie.
did you come out the gate with that mindset though?
I believe so, yes. I feel like I got here with that. I feel like I was 7 when I got here.
You were like, I know myself. At 7, you knew that.
My mom always says to me that like I came out the womb like, what y'all doing? Like that I was like making sure there was diversity in the room. Like,
Yeah, you were like, what's up?
She's like, you came out the womb like you literally. She's like, you came out eyes open, like your eyes like you watched the vaginal canal on your way out. She's like, you came here with a full head of hair, like, and let's begin.
Did it take you guys a while to get to a place? Because I know my mom wanted to kill me.
I think we like just got there.
Legit. I'm 33 years old. I'm like working on getting there. Because I feel like when you're such a, and I want to say hard-headed because that's what they called us, precocious. When you're a precocious child and you're different, I was gay and black in an all-black community in South Louisiana. I know I had a lot of rage about being gay. I know I had a lot of rage about not being masculine enough in the black community. I know I had a lot of rage about not being rich enough for the white kids. And a lot of the times I went home and I blew up. So much to where I moved out of my house at 15 and I was independent.
Jesus Christmas.
So what I'm saying is, it just took my mom and I a while for us to get back to a place where we were okay. Are you at that place yet? And did you have the same experiences where you just didn't see eye to eye and that person just couldn't let you fly enough?
My mom, like, she didn't spank me, you know, but I just was argumentative. Like, I just always had things to say. And I think for my mom's sake, she was low-key annoyed because it was like, damn, like she's making sense, you know? But it's also like, I don't want to hear that. At 11, I distinctly remember the day that this happened. I had these UNICEF calendars and I decided, you know what, I need to start writing what I've done every day on the calendar because I'm going to be a noteworthy person and people are going to want to know how I got here. Like, I remember decisively saying that to myself, like, and so I need to let them know that I went to Turkey Lake Park today and went to the pool because they're going to want to know.
They're going to want to know.
Like, who does that? Like, and so I always knew, I wouldn't say that I fully understood myself. I just always understood, like, you want some other shit.
Something bigger.
Yeah, like, you're on some other shit. And my mom always knew that too. And, you know, I always had, like, I was very, very fortunate that I feel like even maybe more so than in your community, I had people who like made it their business to be like, you're different and you need to know that and love yourself for that. And, you know, so I had a lot of encouragement. I've always felt like there may be some value in me even like getting a test to see if I'm possibly on the spectrum in a certain way. Cause I think there were certain things that like I just reacted to so strongly that I always felt like, damn, that was a bit extra, you know? And as an adult, I'm like, it's still a bit extra. But that being said, like, yes, I definitely had a long journey and it's continued. Like, I know that I will always be misunderstood by most.
As long as you know that.
And that is okay until sometimes it doesn't feel okay. And then I gotta like deal with it not feeling okay until I get to the next time where it's okay again.
We love you here.
Thank you. I love you too.
Thank you so much for being here. And you guys, small doses, potent truths for everyday use. Get that And you know what? Wait for that audiobook to drop because I kind of want to listen to it from your voice.
You know what I will say? Like, I'm really proud of like just getting the opportunity to make a very unique visual experience book-wise, as well as the audible experience. Like, buying the book and hearing the book are going to be two different. Because as I've been reading it, I'm like, God damn, this feels like a Malcolm X tape. Like, I'm saying some things in this book. Like, I literally reading it has felt like a different experience because the content of it, once I voiced it, is resonating differently within me. And I did not anticipate that at all. I thought I was going to read this book.
Right.
He's gonna add some, you know, some little sound
Some
effects.
nuggets.
And call it a day.
You are something special, and there's something coming. It's gonna be so big. It's gonna be so up. Like bitches are gonna hate. That's how good it's gonna be. And I want you to make this promise on this show that when it happens, that you will come back here because I know it. I'm telling you.
Baby, I come back anywhere I'm loved. Right.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
I love you.
Love you
Thank you
too.
so much. Sign my book, please. Like what you saw? Hit subscribe. You don't want to miss any new episodes of Just a Sip, and you can catch up on any past episodes. The tea was hot, I'm telling you.